Hi guys, my name's Jake Meeking, and today we're going to try and tackle your very first song. So this session is designed for beginners, but anyone can join in, and it's for people who get a little frustrated maybe when they're strumming along to something or trying to play along with one of their favourite songs and it doesn't quite sound right straight away because it takes a bit of work. I believe that this is a song that you can jump straight into, and it's kind of impressive, but once you get used to it, it's fairly easy. So the song is Something From Nothing by the Foo Fighters. It's from the Sonic Highways album, and we're going to do the acoustic version of it. There's a link below for you guys to watch it. It's a lovely version of Dave Grohl playing it in the woods on an old beaten up Martin guitar. It's a really, I guess, simple and accessible song, but then if you listen to the original version on the album, you can see how it also becomes a huge stadium rock song. So let's jump straight in. Hopefully you guys will find this quite satisfying. I'm going to break this into four parts. The structure's a bit more complicated, but that'll all be on the tablature that I'll put below, so don't worry about that too much. Let's just learn the parts, right hand and left hand, some lovely finger picking and chromaticism that we'll get into when we get onto it, alright? Okay, so let's start with the intro. Now for beginners, this is a really nice way just to warm up into the track, okay? So what I'm going to be doing here with my right hand is I'm taking my thumb and I'm going to place it on string 5. We're just going to play 4 quarter notes like that, okay? So that's 4 notes per bar. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. To accompany that, I'm going to rest my first finger here. We've got fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4 on my left hand. It's a nice, quick, easy way to talk about this. So finger 1 is going to come to fret 7 on string number 5. You must remember to count our strings from our small string here, our small E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up this way, okay? So finger 1. String 5, fret 7. I'm going to pluck that with my thumb. 2, 3, 4. Just 4 quarter notes like that, okay? Now, in between those notes, we're going to use our forefinger and our middle finger on our right hand, and we're going to use those fingers to pluck strings 2 and 3 up like that, together at the same time. So you can see that. I'll just give you a little close-up of that there. So I'll be going thumb, 4 fingers, thumb, that's all just with the one note, fret 7, string 5, which is an E here, okay? Let's just put the two together. Okay, that's how we're going to start the track, just like that. Then all that's going to happen is, I'm going to leave my finger where it is, I'm going to move my thumb to my low E string on string 6, and perform the same movement, keeping fingers, forefinger and middle finger here on the same 2 strings, okay? So that's 4 of those. Your intro is 2 rounds of this. And I repeat. Okay, so give that a go. A little bit of practice to get your fingers orientated down here. One little tip I can give you there is that I kind of hold on to my strings down here, or I'm using my little finger, my ring finger here, to just prop myself up so I can have better accuracy here. I see a lot of people who try and just float their hand above, try and pluck those strings, and that's a little harder to do. What it also forces you to do, unfortunately, is to grab back on the string the second you're done with it. What that gives us is a real staccato sound, which we don't want. We want to let them swing, we want to let them breathe. Okay, now once we've done 2 parts of that, we'll move on to our verse. This is the nice part here, this is the satisfying part. Okay, so the verse is going to start in the very same way. First finger, string 5, fret 7, and I'm going to play 4 quarter notes on fret 7. And then going to move my first finger down to fret 6 to an E flat, and perform the same thing on the right hand. I'm then going to come back down again to fret 5 on a D, do the same thing, and you guessed it, we're coming down to the C sharp on fret 4. Lovely job. So I want to put that together. That's our verse there, okay? So starting again, fret 7, string 5, thumb down here on string 5, fingers, forefinger and middle finger are going to take the strings 2 and 3 here. 4 hits on each. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that's our intro and our verse. We're going to run down that verse once, and then we're going to keep coming down in a chromatic form. So that's moving down in semitones until we hit the C here on fret 3. We're going to call this our bridge, and we're going to do the same thing with the right hand here, just twice on our 3rd fret there, on string 5, on our C. 1, 2. Now this bit gets a little more tricky. I'm just going to change string. My first finger is now just going to come to string 4, fret 2, which means my thumb's got to follow suit. So I'm not playing string 5 anymore, I need to come to string 4, and I'm going to hit twice on this E. So let's go back to that C. Watch how I change my fingers out here, that's quite helpful hopefully. Use your 2nd finger. Okay, and then we're going to head back to just an open 5th string, an open A 4 times. Let's put that bridge together. 1, 2, 3, 4, open A, 2, 3, 4. I'll go again, watch the thumb down here as well. So that's 1, 2, change, 3, 4, open A, thumb's gone back. Okay, let's have a quick verse running through to a bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Change into bridge. 1, 2, change into strings, back to my open A. Okay, now you'll see the structure on the tablature below that we would double the verse and another bridge before we head into a chorus. Let's take a look at the chorus. The chorus here is nice, it's quite a powerful riff on the original song. Here we're going to keep that lovely acoustic, almost classical feel to it. So this is a good point. It'll impress your neighbours, it'll impress your mates, it'll impress your grandparents, because you've got a bit of classical guitar, almost folk sounding guitar, but also it's a Foo Fighters song and it rocks. So hopefully it caters to everyone. Okay, so hopefully we're up to speed so far. Our chorus here, we're going to be moving between 2 strings, so make sure your right hand is talking to your left hand. And we're going to start with our E string, string 6 right here, okay? We're going to start with an open hit like that. You'll notice throughout this whole piece, we're always hitting our open B and G strings, strings 2 and 3, in between every note. Now that's a theme that runs through the whole thing, so a good little tip there, okay? Alright, chorus, open E. Coming to an F sharp on fret 2, to fret 3 for a G. Okay, so we've got a nice minor run there, let's hear that again. Now what I'm going to do here, and it'll be described on the tab with a slide, a forward slash on the tab, and it's going to be me sliding on to fret 5 on string 5. Watch that again. Now I'm not really sliding from anywhere in particular. Okay, it's quite a hard technique because you think you've got to come from somewhere, but all we want is the attack on that D there on fret 5 on string 5. So watch that again, I'll put the first 4 parts together. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time, nice and slow. And then I'm going to come down a semitone to my C sharp, twice, open A twice. That was all on the 5th string there, okay? Let's see that second half again. And we'll put the whole chorus together twice. Slide, drop down twice, open A, let's go again. And then that's going to take it back to a bridge, fret 3, changing string, string 4, open A on string 5 4 times, bridge will take me back to another verse. Okay, so we've learnt an intro there with our E on fret 7 there on string 5, and then an open E. We repeat that. We use chromaticism here to come down in our verse to a C for our bridge. We repeat that process without the intro and into our chorus. Once we've done that twice, we head back to our bridge. That bridges us back to our verse. Okay, Now the tasty bit. This is where we get to the middle 8, we'll call it. It's 8 runs of it. However, we're going to repeat it, and the second time will be 6 runs. So a middle 8 and then maybe a middle 6 after that. Again, structure's all on the tablature for you guys. And make sure to have a listen to the track on the YouTube video. Okay, what we're going to introduce here, and this is the tricky part, it will take a bit of practice, we're going to introduce hammer-ons. So if we haven't done hammer-ons on a guitar before, what we're going to do is basically produce 2 notes with 1 hit on my right hand by hammering on notes with my left. You can hear by itself, I'm hammering the note on by itself without using my right hand, okay? Now if I put the 2 together and I give myself a nice hit, we're on string 4 here on our D string, and I'm going to strike it open. And then I'm going to hammer on my first finger to fret 2. Now that's got to be a nice, strong, confident hammer on there, otherwise it kills the sound. Check it out. So I need to slam it on. You get great attack to that sound. I get 2 sounds out of 1 hit. So the technique is used a hell of a lot on a guitar. Okay, now we're going to do this in 2 parts. We've got a bit of a cross rhythm going on here. It's a really lovely piece of music, this. So I'm doing my 0 hammer on 2. Hammer on will be written with just an H in between a 0 and a 2, okay? And we're going to do that twice. We're then going to strike the 2nd fret on string 4 by itself, up to fret 4, up to fret 5. Let's do that again, just that single line. Hammer on, by itself, 4, 5. Hammer on. One more time, slow. Okay, now this cross rhythm I talk about here, like I said before, we need to keep this going throughout. Okay, so let's see how this works out. I'm going to be going hammer on, opens, hammer on, by itself. When we come up to fret 4, this is the first time we need to hit 3 strings together. So I'm using my thumb and my middle finger and forefinger to hit all 3 strings at the same time. That'll take a bit of practice, have some patience with that. And then I'm up to fret 5 and I separate these again. Hopefully you'll see that on the tablature quite well. Let's go through that again. We'll break it down and go a little slower as well. So I'm hammer on, open notes, hammer on, open notes, single note by itself, up to fret 4, 3 fingers together. Okay, what that does is that keeps the rhythm of this consistent while we have this more jumpy, bouncy rhythm. Put them together. Remember, don't go too fast at first, it really doesn't matter. Just make sure you give your hammer on enough power. And then once you've got that and you start to get it up to speed, then we play the endurance game. We need to do 8 runs of that together, 8 whole runs, and then we're going to pop back to 3 runs of our bridge. Okay, I'm going to give you just 2 runs of the hammer-on section, the middle 8, and go into the bridge, and I'll show you how we come out of that into, let's call it the middle 6, because it's another 6 runs of the hammer-on section, okay? Here we go, so hammer-ons. Back into my bridge. I'm going to do this 3 times. We're going back in with our hammer-ons now. And it's a really satisfying play, that, once you get it. Okay, so once we've done our 8, back to 3 bridge, and 6 again of the hammer-on section, it starts to get a bit exciting towards the end of the piece. We then just go to 1 single run of what we know as the chorus, with a slight difference on the end. We get a bit of a dissonant sound, which is nice. Remember, the structure's all going to be written on the tablature for you, so don't worry about that. We're just focusing in on the parts. Now, so once we've done our middle 6, that penultimate part of the song, we're going to come back to this chorus run. Finish like that. So let's explain that, let's break that down. First of all, what you'll notice, there's quite a live feel to it. Dave Grohl slows into the ending. It's quite a natural thing to do, especially live. So we're starting with our open E again, high notes, F sharp, fret 2, G, fret 3. I'm doing that slide to attack fret 5 on string 5 again, coming back to my C sharp just once, and this time my third finger here is going to find fret 5 on string 2 for an E, and my right hand is going to do the same thing again that we did before, where we hit 3 strings, but this time string 5, strings 2 and strings 3 together. We get that lovely kind of diminished chord there, okay? Listen to that one more time. I'll make sure I slow it like as he does. Kind of leaves you wanting more at the end there, doesn't it? Which it does, because this is a broken down version of the song. It's about a 2.5 minute version as opposed to the plus 5 minutes, a 5 minutes plus version on the album. So that's that. So guys, I hope that's made some sense today. Remember, this is a challenge for you again. It's a real beginner song. I really believe that anyone can play this, whether you're 8 or whether you're 78 or anything in between. I've taught it to everyone in between that age group. Even if you don't know the song, it's a first great attempt at piecing together someone else's composition with quite simple ideas. You really start to visualize what's going on because there's lots of chromaticism used where we go down in steps, flat down your frets. So it gets us out of this first zone, which we're stuck in for quite a while when we learn guitar. We're up the neck instead on this fret 7. We've got some nice techniques in there with the hammer-ons and great movement throughout and some finger picking. So there's lots in there, but I think it's really achievable. I think you guys can do this. And my challenge to you, because this is how I learn stuff all the time, is once you've got the idea of this, teach it to your kids, teach it to your mum and dad, teach it to your neighbour, your dog, whatever, all right? I think that's the best way to really get it solid within your own teaching as well, is to teach it over to someone else. Definitely listen to the track below and, you know, like, subscribe, do all the things you've got to do, guys. My name is Jake Meakin. Thank you very much.